A fragile ceasefire stands between Israel and Iran after more than a week of intense conflict. It began when Israel carried out an airstrike on Iran's Isfahan nuclear site on June 12th. Iran responded with dozens of missiles, drones, and cyberattacks. Many of those missiles were intercepted, but at least 17 penetrated critical infrastructure in Israel. Israel struck back, destroying radar bases, drone facilities, and communications hubs deep inside Iran. Satellite images confirmed extensive damage. A US diplomatic push paused the direct exchanges. This ceasefire is fragile and meant only to buy time. Iran agreed not to escalate further over Isfahan. Israel agreed to refrain from attacking additional nuclear sites. Both nations opened humanitarian aid corridors overseen by UN observers, but direct talks have yet to begin. Meanwhile, Iran's government has moved to suspend cooperation with the IAEA. Inspectors were expelled this Monday, and Iran's nuclear authority announced plans to enrich uranium to 90% purity within weeks. This is a clear break from the 2015 JCPOA and any nuclear diplomacy to date. In response, Israel has warned it will not allow Iran to obtain nuclear weapons and has placed divisions on high alert in the Negev desert. Submarines are patrolling the Persian Gulf. Hezbollah has launched small rocket attacks from southern Lebanon. These attacks drew artillery retaliation from the IDF, but stopped short of full confrontation. Yemen's Houthi rebels also sent drones northward toward Israel, but US and Saudi forces intercepted them. Iraq's popular mobilization units held large demonstrations in Baghdad calling for action, yet have not mobilized militarily. At this stage, Turkey remains neutral, but has deployed surveillance drones over northern Syria and western Iraq. Russia and China have voiced support for Iran's right to self-defense, but have not endorsed its nuclear escalation. American military forces are repositioned across the region. 2 carrier strike groups circle the eastern Mediterranean, and Arabian Sea Patriot missile batteries have been deployed to Kuwait, and the UAE US F-35s have flown patrols with Israeli aircraft, though none have taken part in strikes. President Trump has vowed that the United States will not permit Iran to acquire nuclear weapons and will back Israel while Congress remains sharply divided. Some legislators call for direct intervention should Iran cross nuclear thresholds. Others caution against deeper involvement without a clear long-term plan. What lies ahead in coming days? Iran is expected to ramp up uranium enrichment work. Satellite monitoring will track the number of centrifuges and their activity. Israel may issue further warnings and may at some point decide on another preemptive strike. If Iran accelerates enrichment past key thresholds, hacker attacks between the two nations will likely persist. Over the midterm weeks, Hezbollah could be drawn into the conflict, opening a second front in Lebanon. Civil unrest could surge in Iraq, Gaza, and Lebanon if Iranian proxies feel compelled to act. States in the Gulf may escalate military spending and deepen security ties with the United States. In 6 months, and beyond, the collapse of nuclear agreements may prompt a broader regional arms build-up. Gulf nations might explore nuclear options backed by the United States. The risk of direct Iran-US military engagement will grow as thresholds are crossed. On the economic front, oil prices reached $107 per barrel before falling back to $94 after the ceasefire announcement. Insurance rates for shipping in the Gulf region rose 26% this week. Stock markets in Asia and Europe are shaky, with defense and energy stocks climbing, while consumer and tech shares slip. Central bankers are monitoring inflation pressures tied to oil prices in nations that import energy. A state of tense quiet hangs over the region. This pause allows breathing space but not resolution. Behind the headlines and satellite maps, the next flashpoint could come at any moment. This is not resolution yet. This is the calm before what may become the storm.